Hey guys, today, I just want to talk about a couple of things that are going on in our country. As you know, Trump got elected president, so he's a new president elect, which is already bad enough, but the Democratic Party is just stupid in general for running Hillary Clinton anyway. Like, nobody wanted Hillary Clinton in the first place for real. Like, everybody wanted Bernie. Bernie was beating Trump in all the polls, I think by at least like 13 points before they picked the Democratic nominee, and they still ran with Hillary Clinton. And it's just like, why would you still run with Hillary Clinton when she's a proven liar? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she contradicts herself just as much as Donald Trump. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like we as a people today, we don't want a politician in office. We want somebody who's going to help us and not just be backed by corporations. Like, I don't have all the answers. I don't really know what we should do, but I'm pretty sure there are some smart people in the room who could figure it out. Like, like our politics have to be stopped. Our politics have to stop being backed by big corporations. That's a conflict of interest. You can't say that you're a government for the people when the people's vote don't even matter. What really matters is who's putting money in your pocket, who's donating to your foundation, who's basically helping you out. And now we're on to Trump. So when Trump first got elected, I was just like, you know what, we just got to give him the benefit of the doubt. It's the Democrats' fault that they lost. They need to learn how to take ownership and stop blaming fake news and sexism and all this other stuff. No, y'all just lost because y'all ran a flawed candidate. Like, just accept it, move on. You should have ran Bernie Sanders. But let's go on to Trump. Now, you know, I listened to some of Trump's speeches, and I understand why he won and how he won. But this is my thing, though. Like, he talks about draining the swamp, and it's just like, you're not draining the swamp. Like, I remember one of my close friends was telling me that he was going to vote for Trump, and I just asked him why, and he was like, well, he's going to bring back jobs to the white working class and blase blase. And I was like, why do you feel like he's going to do that? Like, Trump's part of the 1%. Trump's the person who does shady business deals all the time. Like, you're going to trust a top businessman to give you jobs? No, he's just going to look out for his partner then. What exactly is he doing? He's looking out for his friends. Let's just let's just go over some of his picks. John Bolton is number 2 in charge. Secretary of State, the Secretary of State now. Number 2 in charge, John Bolton. Like, if you don't know who John Bolton is, just look it up. You know what I'm saying? He picks 2 people from Goldman Sachs to run the country's budget. Goldman Sachs now, a company known for fraud. That's their business model. He fucking picked Jeff Sessions. This dude, and I quote him, good people don't smoke marijuana. Jeff Sessions, what the fuck is that shit? You know what I'm saying? He picked ExxonMobil's CEO as Secretary of State. But you talk about draining the swamp. You're not draining the swamp. You just added the mutants and reptiles to it. And he talks about how he's not gonna have a conflict of interest with his businesses, but he's like, taking calls with Taiwan, talking about building a hotel there. Like I was telling everybody from the beginning, when Trump becomes president, Trump is going to do whatever he can to make himself more money. He's not going to look out for nobody. He's not going to look out for anyone. Like, hell, he picked the person for the Department of Labor, the guy who owns Hardee's. Like, are you kidding me? Like, this is a guy who says, he believes in automation. He doesn't believe in a minimum wage increase. And he also doesn't believe in paid maternity leave and paid sick days. And his quote is, machines don't get tired, they don't get sick, they comply by rules. Like, are you kidding me? Like I know automation is something that's gonna happen, and we have to adapt to it, but like, just as a business person, I'm trying to understand, like, if you're taking away jobs from the American people, how are they gonna afford to buy your product? Like Hardee's, if you have nothing but machines running your business, those people who lost those jobs, how are they gonna afford to go to Hardee's and buy your food? Now, I don't eat fast food, so it doesn't, I'm not gonna buy it anyway. I can't tell you last time I ate some fast food, but still, like, it just doesn't make any sense. And like, this country spends so much money on war and different things, and it's just like, why are we at war? Like, if you really want to call other countries terrorists, we're the real terrorists. You know what I'm saying? Like, we go into countries. What's the reason we're Iran and all these other countries? Oil. Oil. You can listen to Donald Trump say it all the time. We're going to take all their oil. We're going to go in there, we're going to take all their oil. Like, we don't have to be at war with all these countries. We don't have to spend all this money on war. Like, y'all are giving people these government contracts, and y'all ain't even looking out for the American people. Like, it's time for the American people to finally stand up for themselves and finally, get some politicians in there who's going to do right by us. Because, like, the way it's looking towards the future, like, there's already barely a middle class. It's finna just be, like, dark ages. It's just finna be rich people and it's finna be peasants. Like, 70% of the American people are making $30,000 a year or less. 70% now. 70% are making $30,000 and less. Like, minimum wage should have been increased. Like, even with inflation, like, minimum wage should have been increased because inflation always goes up and minimum wage is like 10 years behind. And, like, you can't keep appointing people who have a conflict of interest. Like I said, we have to get money out of politics. It's unconstitutional. It's not a government for the people if there's money in politics. And I would like to hear you guys' thoughts about the issues that are going on in this country. What did y'all guys think about the election? I originally wasn't gonna talk about this, but it's just something that's been on my mind for a minute. And I just felt like I need to say something because, like, we as a people need to realize that our government is corrupt and we need to do something about it. I know it's a long process. I don't know how it's going to change, but we as a people need to come together, group think, and figure it out. Because if we don't figure it out, we're going to get the short end of the stick and all the rich people are just going to be sitting there laughing at us. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about what I had to say today in the comments. And thank you for listening to me. I hope you guys have a wonderful day.